Well, I do have to say, thanks to one of my fans, we have one of the worst classes I have ever seen in this game. What's going on, guys? Cortez bringing you episode 3 of the Fan Chosen class series, back from the dead. It would have tied into my random generated class, except this was a request game. It was a requested class, so I decided to honor the request and do it. And what we got here is an M4 with bling, thermal, and heartbeat sensor, with stopping power and scrambler. And if it wasn't for stopping power, this class would be unusable, because it would have absolutely no power at a distance. It would have no effectiveness within 5 feet. It actually really doesn't have effectiveness anywhere when you think about it, even with stopping power, because it doesn't really help much, as you'll see later on. But this class, I actually had to play for about a half hour just to even unlock these attachments, because that's how little I use the M4. And you'll see I have to hip fire a lot because the thermal is so unreliable. This is one of the worst guns I've ever seen to put a thermal on, because it's so bouncy. Probably the RPD or any of the large machine guns are worse. But and then the best ones would be like the FAL and any of the sniper rifles. The sniper rifles are pretty much the only good class of weaponry to put thermal scopes on, because they're mostly single shots. You know, I mean, the Barrett and the M21 and the WA2K, they're all semi-automatic, but they only shoot one bullet at a time. So that keeps the thermal scope in check. Okay, what else? So we have a couple bad things, and I think they outweigh the good things. So the bad things, we have Scrambler, which I think is the worst perk ever designed. You know, this is why I'm saying it has no effectiveness at any range. You can't kill up close, and then nearby they know you're there, so you lose your element of surprise. And then the other bad thing is the thermal scope itself, which, like I said, bounces around a lot. And even with stopping power, I get a ton of hit markers because I can't concentrate enough fire on one specific person. The goods, though, are the heartbeat sensor, because no one uses Ninja Pro anymore. Commando is so rampant in this game that the heartbeat sensor does serve its purpose, and it shows me, at least during this session, it showed me where a lot of the enemy was. I tried to play other game modes to get these attachments. I played Headquarters. And then people in Headquarters were using Marathon Lightweight to get from Headquarters to Headquarters. This is another good thing, the Akimbo PP2000 secondaries. These aren't half bad. I've used the PP2000 before, but I don't think I ever used them Akimbo. But they do end up saving my life a couple times, so they're a plus in this class. And stopping power. He said he didn't want to make this class too bad. So he gave me a couple crutches for me to ride on, and I ended up riding them to 16 and 4 right here, which is not a half bad score for joining late. But then the last 2 minutes of this are gonna be highlights for my next 4 games, because my next 4 games were so awful that I just couldn't post a single best one. So here's the next game, Skid Row. As you see, they tell you to fire in bursts when you're using a thermal at range, but that doesn't even help. The guy proned in the doorway, it took me about 10 or 15 shots to kill him, and he wasn't even moving, because this thermal sways so much. It's like an ACOG scope. It sways, and then when you shoot, there's so much recoil. And here's the bad highlight. Let's play count the hit markers, and there's one guy in the door. Right there, right in front. I already got one on him, so 2, 3, 4. And because of the thermal scope, I can't keep him. I can't keep the sight on him, and I can't talk either. And then, like an idiot, I decided to run back. I actually get this guy in last stand, but I don't kill him before I get RPG'd. He does end up bleeding out. I did get the kill, so it's all good. And then a trick I've learned with thermal scopes when I've had to use them on assault rifles before is that they especially work well with Sleight of Hand Pro, and what you do is you want to shoot before you're down the sight. And then here, I don't even bother with the sight, I just try to hip fire. And then the PP2000s, like I said, they save my life. They pick up a double kill here, and then I have to backtrack out of that doorway. But yeah, so the thermal scopes are just terrible. They bounce a lot. It's really hard to get concentrated fire on one line, except for right here. 1, 2, 3. Probably the highlight of the night right there. pick up a triple kill in one spray. And then, you know, most of the games was just like going around getting 1 or 2 people. More than one person, engaging more than one person with a thermal scope, you're pretty much out of luck, unless they just don't see you. And I think this is pretty much it. So, thank you for giving me one of the worst classes I've ever used. If I had to be like X-Play, I would give this class a 2 out of 5. And I'll leave you with a nice little Semtex stick. This is Cortez, reminding you to like the video, comment on it, what should I use next time, all that good stuff, and I'll see you around.